morning, everyone. Welcome back. We had pretty good snooze last night. Slept through. I think Meg's had 10 hours and mine was pretty similar, to be honest. Woke up a little bit this morning, anticipating sunrise. Didn't get too cold. Actually got warmer at one point during the night. Went up to -1 and then dropped back down to -3 this morning, which is what it was when we were going to bed. So yeah, not too bad, nothing like the -8 we had. And this morning there is no wind, it is really still, which is so lovely. So we're just sitting out at this little camp spot that we found, and Megs is making some coffee over here. Water's boiled, conveniently located. Logs, people have moved here obviously, camping in the past. And unfortunately I didn't bring you out for sunrise itself because I was taking pictures, so I'm sorry I didn't film, and now we've kind of lost the sunrise light because we've got some clouds coming in. So the summit of Pen y Fan over there. And then you've got, which you might just be able to make out, as the reservoir wall here. Really cool old reservoir wall. Just over here away from us. And then yeah, chucking everything out the tent. For the minute I've slung my bag and stuff against the tree. Emptied out my side here. Just gotta take down the mat, put away sleeping bags, and sort out bits and pieces of gear. But yeah, have some coffee first. One thing at a time. Still nice and early. It's only just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Camera's on the tripod. One of the tripod legs was frozen, and it was really annoying to unscrew. Made my hands freezing cold. Obviously holding metal with cold hands when it's cold outside is pretty painful. And then yeah, today we have to figure out what we want to do, where we want to go. Tonight's our last night camping, so we'll keep an eye on the weather with this cloud coming in, see what happens. But it's been a really good trip so far. It's just so nice getting out in general, always, and then in the snow is my absolute favourite. Love it, it's so exciting. Just like an absolute kid in a playground, like this is so fun. Yeah, getting the crampons out and walking up some beautiful snowy mountains and just being out in that environment. Obviously you get the cold fingers and toes sometimes, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And now I'm going to help Megs make coffee because she looks like she's struggling with opening sachets. No? Not struggling? You're doing it? Cold fingers?
Yeah, I don't take my gloves off because my fingers are freezing.
Good morning. It's still just morning. Just after 11. We packed up everything in the camp, and yeah, had sort of a slightly slower morning this morning. It was there was no wind, so it was really nice to just lay stuff out and sort through things. We had coffee and tea and a little snack for breakfast, and just kind of took our time. And now we've headed just off from where the camp is, and we're down at this reservoir, which I've forgotten the name. I'll double check. I'll give this to Megs in a second and I'll double check the name. But it's beautiful. It's frozen. Not thick enough ice to walk over for sure, because I just had a little munch on some of the ice, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I wish that we had to come here for shooting sunrise. Megan was just saying this would be an incredible shot up towards Pen y Fan and Corndhu in the distance. Take a look. So I'm not sure if it comes out, but yeah, there's this beautiful ice pattern going on all over it, and it's really clouding up on the mountains. The forecast originally was saying potentially more snow today, so we'll see. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to it if there is going to be some more snowfall, but we'll check it out. I'm going to give this to Megs a second as she walks over towards the sheep, and I'm going to check out what the name of this reservoir is because it's completely gone from my mind.
I've got mountain gloves on, so my hands are rendered useless. You have to forgive the weird angle there, there's not much I can do about that. I'm gonna go see if I can get close to this sheep to touch it. Sheepies. No. I like sheep. I know they're really stupid, but they're really cute. And lambs are really adorable. When we eventually have our own home, we can have a goat, a Highland cow, chickens, maybe some other livestock. Not to eat, just to look at.
I know what it's called, look. It's the Upper Neuadd, I'm probably butchering that as a Welsh pronunciation, Neuadd reservoir, but this is the tiny bit of it. In reality, the massive reservoir is actually down here somewhere. So, yeah, this is just actually the top of the reservoir. Because further down here is where the actual huge reservoir, and I assume it provides a lot of water for whales. Yes. Just trying to figure out what route we're going to take now. See where we want to go. It's nice exploring new places though. It's kind of fun. Also, sometimes not having a plan is quite nice. Alright, figure this out and then we'll head up a little bit probably.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. So we've just come up past the reservoir. We're going to go up this way and then hack along back towards where we were on our first night, but coming up this path where it's obviously gotten slightly warmer, it's started melting, it's gotten really icy and really slippy. So we've stopped to put on crampons. Or in my case, micro crampons. In Benny's case, legit, well, still kind of baby crampons.
Yeah, those are very close. They're Catula KTS crampons, so they're like lightweight crampons. They're pretty similar to full on, they're non-technical climbing, but normal traverse stuff. Wow, I feel really close to the camera. But they're really nice. But yeah.
Yeah. Put the crampons on. I found another bounce ball in my snack sack. I have that, and then get going.
Yep. We'll see you shortly. It's going to be a lot nicer, not slipping everywhere. This bit that we've come to is pretty steep, but that's not so much the issue. I can imagine in summer it's pretty easy because it's steps, but it's just completely iced over. It's not snow, it's just ice. So I'll take you out with us and you can see how icy it is here on a little Welsh mountain. Probably be able to hear the crunching of the crampons in the ice. This is slippery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a little stream that's just frozen over.
Look at this with the icicles dripping off.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. That's incredible. It'd be difficult walking.
Work so well.
I reckon if you didn't have crampons on, you'd have to avoid this path and go through the snow. Because that's
what some people have done up here though.
Yeah. Your micro crampons seem to be killing it. We're losing visibility pretty fast here. We came up and we could see the sort of cloud, not really fog, it's more just like cloud coming in towards us and it encroaching, and we're heading that way into it anyway. And it's like some very fine frozen rain coming off of the cloud. Nothing much at the moment, but on the lens, I have to wipe it off. But yeah, the visibility up there, we were just chatting to two guys who came past us and they were saying visibility is really minimal over in that, and I can understand why. There go the two gents we bumped into. Slipping their way down, it's very icy down that way. They're doing alright though. Alright, we're going to head into this and see what we can see, which is probably not going to be very much. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. What's the plan?
Walk into the fog.
Get that pack on.
Yeah, that way.
The visibility is limited at best. Check it out, we're up here on the ridgeline running along, and it looks like we're kind of on some sort of like Nordic plateau or something maybe. It's pretty cool, just little tufts of grass, and Megan's eating snow.
I haven't got any water. This will do. It's like a slushy.
Yeah, this is what we're working with at the moment. We're heading basically in a big loop back on ourselves to where we originally started the other day, and yeah, and figuring out what to do, where to go, camp and everything like that. It's yeah, it's amazing. The conditions out here in Brecon are absolutely awesome. It is quite a busy area though, particularly on this side, the Penyfan, Corndu, Cribben side. It's fine actually. Last night there was no one else out while camping at all where we were, which is cool. So we had space all to ourselves. I can imagine it's much busier in other sorts of weather. In fact, I can tell from where we camped that in summer there's clearly lots of people that camp down that way. But I think towards the Black Mountain, I've been told, and even Scott mentioned that towards the Black Mountain side is generally not nearly as busy, so I think it'd be cool to do a trip over there sometime soon, because it's pretty achievable if you live in the southeast. So we're in Brighton where we live, or if you live in London that way. I'm not sure if that's the path or this is the path, but that looks more like the path. Just taking a little detour off the path. Then it's only really what, like 5 hours to drive? You're still eating snow?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 hours with a stop.
Yeah, 5 hours
It's
including.
Like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah, if you factor in traffic and everything like that. Yeah, say 4 to 5 hours depending on where you're starting from, which is pretty cool. It means you could leave on a Friday, get here late, even if you come after work, and then camp up the first night close by, and then have the whole weekend out on the mountains to, you know, even on a normal weekend, drive back on a Sunday, or if you're taking a couple of extra days on a long weekend, yeah, you can be out and kind of just take it easier. That's the thing about being out for longer, is that if you're just out for a day hike, you tend to want to put in the miles more, and you know you've got a certain amount you need to achieve. Whereas if you're out for like 2, 3, sometimes 4, or even better 5, 6 days like I like, you can really take it easy and kind of just amble around, adventure off on little bits you wouldn't have otherwise gotten to. You also generally get to see a lot more of what the weather has got to offer. You can kind of afford to wait for cloud to open up and get views, because you're sleeping out so many nights, you get guaranteed to at least get up for 1 or 2 sunrises, which is pretty cool. But it's just good to get out anyway. I'm going to stop blabbering for a minute and keep walking into this very low visibility.
visibility is not great. The weather's gone quite brutal. Whew.
The wind is strong.
The wind is a whole new level. No idea if you can hear me, but I cannot face into it. It's quite vicious. We're just at the top of Corndu. We're going to head down to the town that we were at on our first night here with Pete and Scott, and then probably head back to the car. We'd have to get up pretty early to get back to Brighton anyway, and the visibility and weather's pretty bad, and we've had some amazing time in the snow, so we might just cut this short a little bit and trail mix.
We're back in the car, as you can probably tell, warm, and everything's put away.
Finishing off the trail mix.
Megs is eating the last of the trail mix. Yeah, we decided to call it. We were going to camp out tonight, sort of within reasonable distance of the car, so we could hike back in the morning. But it started pissing with rain, basically, and the snow's all started melting. Sadly, you can maybe see outside the remnants of it, but it's turning to slush, and it started turning quite muddy as well. And there was gale force winds up on top, which we only just dropped out of as we came down. We just thought no.
Yeah, and it's all in a cloud. We're going to kind of camp in the same-ish area to where we stayed on the first night, and then we thought, you know, we'll be getting up, packing everything up, coming straight back to the car and then heading out, and it's not like the beautiful, serene, perfect snow or anything anymore, and everything was starting to melt around us, and we're kind of worried about like pitching.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but obviously because we've already been out for 2 nights, it's not like we're missing out. If it was the first day and we're arriving, we'd just obviously go in it like we have done loads of times in rain and slush and everything else, but because we've already had 2 awesome days with amazing snow, we thought, you know what, we're wet now and it's cold and windy out, and we've done good mileage and we've had an awesome time. We met some amazing people, really cool, enjoyed ourselves so much, so we'll come back, get everything away and head home and arrive sort of late tonight. Yeah, and that's the end of the adventure. So everyone who's watching, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did and had some fun, and if you want to see any of the photography that we did on this trip, because we both like pictures, I'm not great at taking them, but I try my best and I like editing them, but we're learning all the time. Then check us out on Instagram. It's Outdoor Intrigue, at Outdoor Intrigue. That's our page, and there'll be pictures from this trip going up. And otherwise, more adventures coming soon. As always, we'll try and get out as much as we can.
Yeah, see you out there.
And do some other stuff. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you out there. All right, take care. Bye.